Welcome back to more Spy Family. A successful end to the plot, and a new member of the family getting a spanking, not new dog, because he's quite, getting on in years. But being able to tell the future alongside a telepathic little girl, what could go wrong? But of course, after stopping this threat to destabilize two nations, is Agent Twilight going to be able to take a day off? I doubt it. But let's find out. Okay, when the clock strucketh 8. So something I alluded to last time, and Yor doesn't really seem to have much of her own stuff going on. They'll have dinner together, and yet they'll just have to reach into the future, pull back what lunch. I was about to say, does it look like she's got a bunch of cuts and stuff over her hand? Or at least bandages or something. I mean, she probably had quite a busy evening. Yeah, I don't think we needed much of a future sight to be able to tell that. But is she actually? Is it? Are her actions actually getting on top of her? Or is this separate, making you think that she's now found something that she actually treasures? Before it was just a way of life. Well, apart from the looking after the brother, I guess, but still. But now she's got so much to live for. Let's hope her skills don't waver. But considering their line of works, I'm kind of shocked neither of them have been gravely, or at least moderately, injured before. I think the fact that the show is now, why is Anya so big? It's continuously throws me off when they do the weird sizing, unless it is Frankie or not in disguise all along. But anyway, I've forgotten what I was saying. Thanks, Frankie. Actually, to get to see a bit more of your and her side. Does she have many conversations amongst her work colleagues? The true battle begins. Finding the right discounts. I mean, it looks like a nice house. I think the sauce is leaking. again. Let me guess, it's nothing to do with her job. This is actually her with so many cuts over her hands after going shopping. Is she learning to cook? No wonder she was. No wonder she was such a sour mood. I can understand why she would lose her family if can't. Oh yeah, if she can't learn to cook without almost killing her family. I mean, perfect. I have my servants do it. I get to open cans. The one that doesn't want to help her at all, roped into it by the. How does he get away with all of this? Hopefully, they have enough medical supplies to get through it all. He invited someone. Ah. I mean, if you're gonna have anyone taste test for poison and make sure they don't die. Oh, why not have someone that is blissful in their pursuits? He wants to cheer his sister on and get to eat her food, but if it means doing better for them. Cactus? I mean, there are cuisines that use cacti, but I don't believe that small potted. What happened? I have hurt myself with potato peelers, but yeah, this is more her speed. So thin that it's actually evaporated into the air. I mean, you kind of have to give a little bit of kudos to the knife if you're able to cut through the board like that. A taskmaster, but oh yeah, she might go missing in the coming future. Well, maybe she won't have her executed after all. Give her one more chance. Good thing that she kept that one to herself. Did you tell her which ingredients? Takes a little while to warm up to you. But how? How? Sacrificing the brother. I'm going for the mental image of a Yamcha pose. Yeah, it looks it. His there would be a certain nostalgia to it. At least extra seasoning if he's puking it back up. Puking it back up. sudden disappearance of husband and wife. Is there seconds? When you can tell the jokes. Bit of meat, some breadcrumbs, maybe some garlic and onions. Why is there a bone sticking out of it, for one? How ground is this meat? That's how. So, learning a bit more about the past and their terrible, terrible upbringing. I would say thank goodness he grew up at all. Is the normal, homely cooking. Try and make something from memory. The taste. What could have got into it? I mean, I would say it's really hard to screw up stew, but you really how I get it because it's funny, but how do people cook actually inedible shit in anime? Her guise is slipping. The fact that she was so worried about being arrested and whatnot before. She could have tried better in acting normal. First time something actually smelled good. I mean, if it's edible, we're head over heels in joy. I mean, it's not giving off an unpleasant colour or the scent of death, so I think we're good. You can use a bit of seasoning, though. Is it the feeling of a trip to the underworld? Ah. Well, in that case, they use certain ingredient. Or it might be spices or something, but don't put some sour cream in. Is that the taste of childhood right there? Where's the egg? Let's see if she remembers. Well, she did well. Actually taught her nicely. But yeah, let's see if she remembers how to make that dish when she gets home. He knows the right things to say, doesn't he? Poor Anya. She's gonna starve to death. Are you going to bed without food again today? Also, did she bring home a Tupperware box with the thing she made, or she was so hungry and yet she might still be? Keep your eye on the board. I mean, compared to maybe what they're used to, are they in cold sweats? Had they written any wills? Well, there you go. I don't think she's losing her family. At least not tonight over the food. And the fact that that meant so much to her. She might actually be getting something right. I thought he was about to sense something else in the future. Hopefully not. I was about to say, hopefully Anya's not reading her mind when she's saying, so she can continue killing. Almost content. Oh no, not a surprise. Original. Don't raise your hand so. Yeah, I don't think there's meant to be onion in a dessert. It's been a while. Is it just he's lonely? Oh. Does he need. Cool. See ya. Is he asking for love advice? He has tricked many a woman, but sure. I think Frankie would need as much help as feasibly possible. Well, if it means getting stuff for free, maybe you'll make an exception. Okay. She seems a little higher than his station. Yep, this might be a reason why you don't have many dates, Frankie. How long have they been talking here? If they've had one or two conversations, he might have, yeah, gone overboard with the information collecting. Yeah, but not without them knowing about it. Usually it's through conversation. They're whispering. I'm so glad. He's ruining his health and taste buds for the sake of a girl. And are they going to find out anything else after a little bit of digging and trying not to do any spy work? And what will they come out with a plan? Ask a question. If A, then this. If not, loop back. So, is he going to have to memorize this? Or have a cheat sheet? So, ask a question. Hold on. Let me just. Yeah. I see the weather is lovely. Oh, shit. No, that's the wrong one. Let's go to the park. Yeah, if he has Lloyd tagging along and telling him everything that he says, how long is that going to last? Throughout their entire relationship? God, mission start. Let's hope that this little bit of training helped out. Get some sleep, Frankie. But is this a fact? Is this a point where he actually? I mean, she knows his name, so one step, but so natural. Yeah. Was he actually having a conversation properly with her, or was it just her doing her job as a store attendant? Good. She looked both ways. Good for you. However, it was the follow up. She forgot to turn her gas off. She can feel his pain. Hmm. Is he gonna get the cheapest? Is he gonna get a drink on the house? Now that is service. He said on the house. Ah, well, looks like he will be going on a date after all. I mean, you're probably most suited to handling an obstacle course. And coming from him who has a family, probably not the. Hopefully, he didn't just completely down that drink. Yeah, probably not the most comforting for the one of the for the wife and daughter, but he's probably going to see himself at the same crossroads at some point where he actually starts getting attached to his fake little family. And I would say maybe it's not entirely just his looks which hold Frankie back. Considering yours cooking lessons and whatnot, this ending now makes a lot more sense. The fact it is looking quite the spread, edible as well. At least, kind of got what I wanted. The I was saying before that I wanted to see more of your and her side of the story, and we haven't seen her work at all, really. Alluded to it, but no. In fact, we're getting housewife cooking lessons with her co-workers. Co-worker. I think this was probably slightly better, seeing that she's trying so hard, not just playing the part of them. I'm actually wanting to live up to it as well. But after one success of following a recipe and trying to hook back to memories of families past and reminisce of good times, probably not a good idea for her to go completely left field, make her own dessert. I call this one Baked Alaska with a hint of botulism. And if we are getting tidbits of information about the other side characters, like the handler, like Frankie, are they actually going to appear in the story a bit more than just one-off little joke story segments like this? Might be asking a bit too soon. It is only episode 4 of this season, but still. Hopefully we're not forgetting about the main fact of trying to get Desmond? Can't remember his name. To invite Anya over to their house, so might need to get back to the school at some point. You know, the wider mission is still in play. But with all that said, I really hope that, like what we saw in this episode, is actually possible. Having co-workers that may be a little prickly, that may have their guard up a lot and are hard to approach. Actually, they're not so bad after all. Just pay them a compliment or two, and it will work out. Maybe even become good friends, as long as you don't completely destroy the kitchen and cost them too much in chopping boards. Or hospital visits to get your stomach pumped. That one probably costs a bit more. What is... Or I should say, what was the healthcare system back in wherever this time is kind of meant to be set? Historical healthcare. Maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll forget by the time I finish. I think the big takeaway of this episode, the lesson to be learned, is if you're having issues or trouble or feeling that you need to improve yourself in some way, whether or not you actually lose a great deal or if you don't, but it's okay to ask for help. Although, maybe getting your friends to dress up as the opposite gender so you can try to improve your talking skills and dating acumen. Yeah, go for something a little different. That one might be pushing it a little. Even if you do have amazing prosthetics and the like Twilight does. And I would like to say more about Spy Family's camera work, art style, animation maybe, and all that jazz, but we're not getting too much. This is just kind of happy-go-lucky slice of life type stuff. There's no big chase scenes like we got before, where it was actually really nice. I probably blew all the budget on that. Although, how would you make almost killing your co-workers and brother more aesthetically pleasing? What do you want? But that is Spy Family. We can all read from a recipe card, at least I'd hope so. If the recipe isn't on the list, don't put it in if you're not sure what the hell you're doing. It's quite simple. And in my case, cooking is much more of an art than a science. If things say 1 tablespoon, it's however much I actually feel like. Everything works out so far. Haven't seen any ominous clouds emitted from my food, so can't really complain. If you've got a better approach at feeding yourself, let me know. If you enjoyed this episode, maybe leave a comment and a like down below. Consider subscribing so you don't miss out future videos. If you want to continue the conversation or just prod around and see what there is out there, there's a link to my Discord as well. But for now, Get yourselves a bit of a rest. So I can see you in the next one. I could do with a nice whiskey about now. Although I'd leave the ice out.